It wasn't too long ago, there was a banter between Ghana and Nigerians, at the same time between Nigerians and South Africans, at the same time between Nigerians and most African countries, you know.
Zimbabwe, if you're gonna kill us, you're gonna kill us. And I call all South African police, please, if arrest everyone in Zimbabwe. Who have passport, who doesn't have passport. We need to go, we need to go. Because like what we're doing here, even right now, when they call us, let's go and do this. They said like they're fine because they're saying they have a good life in South Africa. You understand? How about their kids? How about their kids? I call on South African immigration, call everyone, arrest everyone. You do have passport, you don't have passport, arrest us. We need to go.
Police Minister Senzo Mchunu in Soshanguve in the wake of the killing of 5 community patrollers. He's currently engaging with some of the bereaved families.
Zimbabwean national has been arrested in connection with a deadly attack at the Merimi informal settlement in Soshanguve. 6 community police and patrollers died.
We must have a total shutdown for 2 to 3 days because we are calling for that total shutdown, that we need to remove all of these illegal people who are really disturbing our inner peace. We're calling on our law enforcement, we're calling on our police, we're calling on our government, we're calling on GNU that we need a total shutdown, 2 to 3 days to physically remove all of this. We need to clean up our country.
Hi, my kings and queens, my sweethearts and my darlings. Call yourself whatsoever. Yes, coming from your girl Tando. Yes, we are back at it again with another interesting, juicy, expository, and most importantly, educative and mind-blowing episode. This is thunder, lightning, and brimstone. Like, guys, when they say clean up, sanitization, definitely there's one country that has it going on in the continent of Africa, which is no other than my darling, beloved country, South Africa. Yes, guys, a lot have been going on. This is not even a joke, it's not funny, and I am not pleased as well and happy with what I am seeing, in as much as South Africans have been on a movement of sanitizing their country and trying to see how they can take away illegal immigrants, irrespective of your race, your color, your size, your pedigree, your class. They are not freaking interested. All they say is that they do not, I repeat, they do not want illegal foreigners, because of recent and even long time prior before now, these people have been constituting nuisance, doing a lot of mayhem, a lot of harmful things to them, and now it has gotten to the point where they are unaliving their own citizens. We are not done talking about how these people come into the country, take the jobs opportunity, even want to oppress, pressure them, and put them under the carpet. And that is where South Africa, if you know them, will always stand out or stand up for themselves to say no, enough is enough. And what am I talking about? In recent times, report have it that Zimbabweans, like citizens of Zimbabweans that have always been complained about, have now taken it to the next level of going to the point or getting to the point of unaliving South African citizens in their own country. Like, seriously? Because at this point, somebody wake me up from my dream. Is this a dream or a reality? And let it not even seem as though maybe my own country citizens are exempted. We've got a lot of Nigerians as well that are doing the unthinkable. We've got series of video clips, them even being so proud and arrogant about the illegal things they do and the crimes they commit. Like, seriously. Now put yourself in the shoes of South Africans and tell me, if it were you and in your country, how will you feel? And that's why, if you know me without mixing words, I do not take these things for granted. I do not take it as a joke, and I will always come out here or stand out any day, anywhere, anytime to kick against it. And this is why I say no, I need to bring this out to our notice and knowledge. If you're a citizen of any country listening, you need to understand the pains, the plight of South Africans, especially Black South Africans. We've got citizens of mixed races there. Even the whites at this point are not even finding it funny, right? But guys, we are definitely going to take a look at these video clips without sentiment, emotions, and bias of what we have going on there in South Africa, reporting on this channel. Yes, the world needs to know, because this message needs to get down to the roots and the ends of every country in the continent of Africa. If you know you have your people in South Africa that are illegal immigrants, illegal foreigners, please go and pick them, go and get them. South Africa is not a dumping ground, it's not a dumping site. No country is a dumping ground and it's a dumping site. I don't care the race, the country you come from, especially for today. Zimbabwean government, please get the hell out and pick your country citizens that are doing this. It is all shades of wrong and inappropriate. How many times have you heard South Africans go to other people's country, unalive them, and do things like grievous things like this in their country? How many times? But this is getting out of hand. It has already already gotten out of hand. Like, we can't take it again. I stand with South Africa. I stand with South Africa. And for the third time, I repeat, I stand with South Africa for this. And I say enough is enough. Let's take a look at these video clips while I come back to deliberate more on this.
Zimbabwe, if you're gonna kill us, you're gonna kill us. And I call all South African police, please, if arrest everyone in Zimbabwe. Who have passport, who doesn't have passport. We need to go, we need to go. Because like what we're doing here, even right now, when they call us, let's go and do this. They said like they're fine because they're saying they have a good life in South Africa. You understand? How about their kids? How about their kids? I call on South African immigration, call everyone, arrest everyone. You do have passport, you don't have passport, arrest us. We need to go. Like in 1976, South Africans did. And us, Zimbabwe, it's our time to go and die. We can't be cowards like we come here in South Africa right now. We need to go and do it in our country. This is our last time to march here in South Africa. We have to take it to Zimbabwe. Enough is enough. We are tired. We are tired. In Shona, how about fellow Zimbabweans? You get paid. If you go to Parinyata hospital, we don't have medicines in our hospital. But you guys, you are buying cars. How about fellow Zimbabwe?
Police Minister Senzo Mkhunu in Soshanguve in the wake of the killing of 5 community patrollers. He's currently engaging with some of the bereaved families. Let's listen in.
We were informed spirits. That person, we know he is a Zimbabwean. And this is a fact that we're conveying to you so that you begin to close the chapter. He is an undocumented Zimbabwean. In other words, he is somebody who is illegally here in South Africa in the first place.
A young person who has applied for any position in the city of Ekurhuleni, after 21 days, it will depend what kind of a position you have applied for. If you have applied for a general worker, go and buy a work suit after 21 days and come and work. We are giving you that authority. Those who have applied for HODs, divisional heads, CCC managers, they must wear their suits and choose any CCC so that we can show this leadership that we are tired. In our Congress, we have declared unemployment as a crime against humanity. Therefore, it means that it must not be treated fairly. It must be killed and destroyed by any means necessary. And any person who will stand in the way of young people attaining their employment, then they must then be eliminated from the leadership positions because they do not deserve. Thank you very much.
Arrangements here that clearly stipulates that here is for black people and upstairs primarily is for white people. That is what we are being told by the workers of this establishment. Additionally, he's violating human rights. The abolition facilities. The toilet are issued. This very same man. Additionally, customers are complaining of his conduct, and generally the establishment that they are unable to service their cars here properly. Majority of BMW owners who reside in Polokwane have to go and service their cars in Gauteng, Montana, your Midrand and the likes. That is where they service their cars because there is an issue here. People are not treated properly. We were also told that in the previous weeks or so, he had a physical altercation with a customer who purchased from your honorable selves. So we're asking ourselves, what kind of an individual is this who is going to be allowed to parade unopposed, operate with impunity in modern day democracy, allowing our workers to be marginalized in this fashion simply because he's a so-called dealer principal? So we are saying to you that an investigation must immediately ensue to ensure that the services of course, who has also terminated services of 9 other black employees, at least 9, that's what we are told. That is what you must investigate as well. That the man has decided for no particular reason to seize the services of 9 employees who are working here. I don't know if you are aware of that. For no reason. And we were further told that this man has not been here for a long time. Because it's 2 or 3 years of some sort. So he's averaging a dismissal of a worker at least every 2 months or so. So we cannot allow that. We have a memorandum of demand that we are quickly going to just browse through. and give it to you.
Welcome back. Two suspects who are allegedly behind a recent spate of hijackings on the N3 in Gauteng will make their first appearance in the Balfour Magistrates Court today. They've been linked to over 30 hijackings on the N3 highway since last year. Police arrested them on Wednesday while attempting to hijack a motorist. News from Africa's Nobile Madlala is now joining us live from the Balfour Magistrates Court, where the pair will make their first appearance. Nobile, a very good morning to you. What do we know about the two?
To explain, Aldrin, where we're standing is in Mpumalanga, but it's very important to just put this on location. You remember that Grofle is basically a place that borders Gauteng as well as Mpumalanga. Now, the N3 is one of the national toll roads where people would basically drive in and out of Gauteng, which makes it almost impossible for you not to drive on it. Now, what we are hearing from the police is that there is a blue lights gang, and it's not something new. In fact, in 2024, now this blue lights gang basically impersonates the police and stop vehicles that are passing. Now, what we know in the past is that they would then stop a car, will be taking the victim, and we understand that things like your cash, your card will be taken away from you, and they will eventually take all the money. Now, this blue light gang has necessitated that there be a unit that will focus on these things. This is working together with Tracker to ensure that people are able to check and isolate the areas where this vehicle may have been taken or where this person might be taken during this kidnapping that takes place when they take the money from you. Now, we know that the Gauteng police basically saw what was taking place, and they then tried to intercept these guys that were basically hijacking a Land Cruiser, which we understand that in this takedown there was shooting, and we later on heard that there were two people or two victims that were able to be saved from that. But what is happening here is a crime that happens on national roads, which we understand that the police together work to try and stop. And today we get to then see the face of these two people that have been operating on this national road, doing things allegedly by the police, saying that they're hijacking and they are part of this blue light gang, which has become a huge issue for Gauteng as well as Mpumalanga, because we know that they operate between the space on the N3, which makes it easier for them, because any person that does not understand will stop thinking this is the police, adhering to the law. And if you hear from some of the people that have been affected by this crime, they'll tell you that these people will ask for your license and so on, and when you open your window, then they'll come in and try and snatch something and try and get into your car. So it's a traumatic event for a lot of these victims that have to go through this. So we will see then what the law does say to these two people. We know it's the first appearance. We want to hear if they are going to try and get a bail application, and perhaps if the NPA has enough evidence to just keep them inside, because this has become such a widespread problem in
A Zimbabwean national has been arrested in connection with a deadly attack at the Merimi informal settlement in Soshanguve. 6 community police and patrollers died.
We must have a total shutdown for 2 to 3 days, because we are calling for that total shutdown, that we need to remove all of these illegal people who are really disturbing our inner peace. We're calling on our law enforcement, we're calling on our police, we're calling on our government, we're calling on GNU that we need a total shutdown, 2 to 3 days, to physically remove all of this. We need to clean up our country. If we don't do that, this crisis that we're having, guys, I promise you, it will never stop. I'll call for death penalty to come back for this, specifically for these illegal people who are coming to our country, especially those who are butchering and killing our people. If they kill somebody, they must be killed themselves.
At this point, they are examining the remains. We know that there were partial burn wounds on the bodies.
What should we do to the Zimbabweans who are here in our country when your people are busy butchering our people? I want to ask this to the president of Zimbabwe, Emmerson Mnangagwa. Mr. President, I want to ask you, what must we do with your criminal people that are here in our country, butchering our people every day? We are calling on the president of Zimbabwe to come and collect your criminals, to come and collect your rubbish. We are tired of your nonsense. We are tired of your nonsense. You come and collect your rubbish in our country.
That person, we know he is a Zimbabwean.
They steal our jobs. They steal our houses. They steal.
lokuthi siyayibona into wrong enzeka ezweni lethu ningasabiki abantu abathi you are being xenophobic being xenophobic ngokuthanda izwe lethu okubalekile ukuthi njengamanje Southafrika kunemthetho ekhona esikushoyo ukuthi ugovernment wethu enforce imithetho vele ekhona ngoba kuyicala ukuthi umuntu abe la ezweni lethu engenamvume kodwa bayavunyelwa umbuzo okhona ukuthi abaholi bethu uma kushongena umuntu emzini wakho ungamvulelanga uyamukela yini uhleke naye kungani ke nje mesihleke nabantu abazweni lethu isimanga esenzakalayo la South Africa. Kodwa nje-HNSA angisho nje ukuthi esikwenzayo thina ukuthi sifaka isichibiyelo somthetho lapha kuzwelonke ukuthi umnotho wasemalokishini awube wabantu abalokhali kuphela. Ngoba umnotho waselokishini ungaphezulu ka-200 billion GDP. Kune-unemployment eningi in this country. Kodwa umnotho uyahamba. Ingakho-ke sobanani thina ukuthi abantu bokufika abahambe ezweni lethu abangenayimvume. Siyajabula nje ukuthi khona okwenzakalayo okubi kodwa siyasukumela. Ngibonile abaningi benu lapha kwaNongoma naseMadadeni hospital ukuthi umuntu ongaphandle ungene kanjani esibhedlela alali stock shop ukhona iphulaphini for 8 years umuntu ongaphandle stock shop khona la kwaNongoma. Kodwa-ke sithi asibambaneni. Namhlanje ngifuna ukusho ukuthi uNdunankulu kufanele ngabula ayathumele ngoba singabaholi bakhankasa siyayela thina kodwa uma sidinga abantu siyathumela. Angithi abafowethu kusuka namhlanje ngoba lembi ngeke iphele namhlanje inde ngicela ukuthi namhlanje kube ukuthi it's a message. Siyabhaza uhulumeni ngoba okulandelayo kumele sivale imikhathi entaka. Angisho nje ukuthi uma ngobe simbonge nge-initiative engaka abantu kangaka. Kubi-ke ukuthi angifuna ukufihla lokhu ukuthi kuyamangaza ukuthi the so-called celebrities ethu awasinaki maswadingi. Kodwa wona ayadinga ukusapotwa ithina kodwa maswadinga wona ayabaleka. Even the so-called leaders namhlanje bafaka umselengqena ubaboni umbuzo uthi kanti ubalovotayo ngoba akuvota abantu ngaphandle kuvota abantu base Africa. Now if you don't listen abantu base Africa yela bantu so ngifuna ukusho-ke ukuthi sizomsupport uMangobese kodwa akube yethu sonke lento le and sibekutani politics. It's high time we put aside politics and unite. I don't care ukuthi become the politics but let's fight yethu sonke. There is one thing that unites South Africa. This should be an issue. Uma kukhona isihlanganisi ile emele sihlanganise. So ngiyacela-ke ukuthi ukuya phambili singabanaka abangumsini-social media thina siyazi sifunani. We can liberate our country and kuqhina ukwenza lokho. So ngiyacela sibambaneni ukuthi mhlawumbe nje noma ngoJune must declare this is a national crisis that we are having too much illegal foreigners in our country. The country cannot allow to keep on taking illegal foreigners every day.
The ones that are suffering the daily struggles of people who are coming into the country undocumented. We feel like our government has actually stripped away South Africans of their pride. When you feel like you're in your country, but...
We at Patriotic Alliance believe that illegal foreigners should go. They must home back. They must go home where they belong. We need our hospitals back. We need our schools back. We need our country back.
When we say illegal foreigners, we don't mean only African countries. We are calling to all the countries that are here in our country illegal. We cannot take 100 and we simply say we are calling on our law enforcement. We're calling on our soldiers, on our border control. You must use force for those who think they will come to our country illegally. You must use force.
Meanwhile, the Public Servants Association has called for decisive action to be taken against undocumented immigrants. PSA KwaZulu-Natal manager.
You'll appreciate that some of our hospitals are overcrowded, not only due to South African citizens, but you've got foreign nationals who are here in legal that need to be...
It wasn't too long ago, there was a banter between Ghana and Nigerians, at the same time between Nigerians and South Africans, at the same time between Nigerians and most African countries. It wasn't long ago. And don't you find it a lot more funny that just few years or few months ago, Nigerians were standing strong and were, establishing or exhibiting banters with countries like Ghana and South Africa. But now, observe something. Recently, Ghanaians are celebrating because their government is so legit, so sweet, so beautiful. I mean, God lives in Ghana. There is peace, there is safety. Other countries are coming into Ghana. White people are coming into Ghana to partner with them. Ghana is making acquaintance with eligible and elite minds. Do you understand? Meanwhile, Nigerians just resorted to 30 days challenge, run challenge against bad governance. Meanwhile, these are Nigerians that were bragging with Nigeria. What are you bragging with? Why are you no longer bragging with your government? Nigeria cannot be compared to Ghana. Nigeria is better than Ghana. Why are you complaining now? What's with the rant? Why have Nigerians taken to the media to rant about bad governance, calling our able, suiting, and fitting eligible president terrible? Let me tell you something. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a terrible president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the hand of God against these midgets, against these idiots called Nigerians, especially their youths. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a suiting fit. It's the kind of person that Nigerians gave rise to, owing to their mentality. So what is happening? Does it not contradict itself that Nigerians that bragged about Nigeria, they were bragging about Nigeria towards Ghanaians and South Africans and Botswana people, ranting and insulting all these innocent countries. Now, God has given Nigerians an assignment. They are shouting and yelling and ranting and bantering over their bad governance. Over bad governance. You people have not seen anything. God will keep you busy doing nothing. You Nigerians, God will keep you people busy doing nothing. Stupids. You've not seen anything, no? You've not criminals. You see what criminality leads to? You've not seen anything. It has only begun. This is the beginning of the end.
Wow, this is much. This is huge. This is massive. And I want to especially thank my brother Prince. Thank Prince for always doing what he knows how to do best, to stand up for his country. These are the kind of people we need in our various country, who will see things and say it and report it the way this and say, yes, enough is enough. And I like the march that is going on for illegal foreigners living in South Africa. It is a welcome development, and like I said, I stand and I withstand and I support it any day, anytime. This is like no hate, this is like no xenophobic act, but if you want to call it whatever you like, that's your freaking business, because you can't tell people what to do in their own country. Take that power, take that strength, energy, go back to your country and build your country. And for these people who have committed this crime of unaliving South African citizens, please, the law of South Africa do not show mercy. Take it for what it is according to the law. That's what I can say, and let's leave no stone unturned. Make sure that everyone that has been apprehended or that will be apprehended is brought to book, and justice must prevail. For one life you take, you will definitely have to pay for it, because no life is worth losing. Like, it's the audacity, the boldness, the courage to get into people's country and try to do these kind of things for me. I am really going crazy as a result of this. I will not tolerate this any day, anytime from anyone, not even in my country. Talk more of going to do it in other people's country. Remember, we say there's a saying that say, do to others what you would they do to you. So how would you feel if you're being treated this way? Guys, it's enough that this country, South Africa, is flooded with a lot of illegal immigrants that South Africans are taking as a burden. And I think at this point, they are having pains, back pain, neck pain, headache as a result of all this. And that is why I am standing out. So call it whatever you want to call it. I will continue to use this platform to condemn the illegal, illicit, criminal act of citizens of any country cut across the continent of Africa. Exactly. So it doesn't matter whether you're a Nigerian. If you fall under the crime, you will face the law. Point blank and period. And my condolences goes out to South Africa and the families of the bereaved. My condolences. I say, do accept my sympathy. Exactly. I sympathize with you people at this point, and I say, do not stop the fight, do not stop the movement. Whatever it will take to clean out this mess, continue. I am solidly behind you. Exactly. I'm rooting out for you guys. Know that I am with you in spirit and in truth. And if you're a member of this family, it means you stand for nothing but truth, peace, and unity. Because without truth, there will be no peace, there will be no unity. And without obeying the laws, the rules, and regulations of your country and that of others, there will be no peace, there will be no unity. And there is definitely no peace for the wicked. Get that and let that sink. I told you I share a lot of strength and similarities with South Africans. So when you hear me speak, don't look at me from the angle of a Nigerian, because at this point, I am a Nigerian in South Africa's voice, strength, and resilience. Exactly. So it is what it is. This is what we have for today. And as you've heard from my brother Chimdi, he has really spoken a lot. And guys, I solidly concur and agree with everything whatsoever he has shared with us. So if you do as well, let me know in the comment section what are your opinions on this video, your reactions. Do not even keep quiet. If you don't know how to type in your language. God understands. And as long as God understands, I will understand. Right? Thank you so much for watching patiently to this end. If you did, you're the real germ, the real MVP. Know that I freaking love you to the moon and back. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. Exactly. So keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed out there. Until I will see you in my next episode. But for now, do have a lovely, a blessed, and a peaceful day, week out there, wherever you are. Ciao, ciao.